sounds like something I would hear at a hookah bar. Smoking hookah. Listen to them. What is this, Benoni?
This is Sting.
Sting. All right.
Desert Rose. This makes sense, though. I dream of rain. It's raining out.
Somebody let Shasky know that we have a show coming up, or that we're currently doing a show. Maybe he's going crazy in the bathroom over Casey Schmidt. Bob Nightengale is going to join us. He's in Miami for the World Baseball Classic. It was at last night's game between Mexico and Japan, and he will be there tonight for USA-Japan. That's going to be a lot of fun. USA-Japan. Bob Nightengale down there in Miami. Bonte Hill eats lunch at 9 a.m. No, I eat yogurt, parfait. This is a parfait, folks, if you want to see that. And I don't eat again until about 1 o'clock. I space my meals out. I've done a great job with that. Great job. As Guru's running material during the break.
He held me in. I didn't even know we were back. I apologize.
No, you held yourself in.
Well, we were just talking about a lot of things.
You're always late back.
By the way, I just want to let you know something. Casey Schmidt owned single A, batted .342, which is the hardest league in the minors, the Eastern League AA, also dominating, hit 21 home runs over multiple levels. I mean, the guy is...
Well, I'm looking at 2021, the single A for San Jose.
Yeah.
He batted .247.
Yeah, that was before he switched up his swing.
Okay, all right.
You know, Hunter Pence did the same thing, switched up his swing. Justin Turner changed his entire career
242,
trajectory, switching up his swing. David Ortiz, same thing.
That's fine. Why are you doing that to me? We'll see. We'll see in the majors. I'm excited to see... About time they push somebody through the system. About time Farhan Zaidi and Gabe Clapper are going to have a youngster playing. And it's no guarantee he's even going to make the big league roster. He should.
Which is fair.
He should.
But isn't it more the metaphor and the symbolism of now we're finally seeing some of these guys come up?
It's taken long enough.
Agreed. But like if he just, Monte, let's say.
So are we off the... What's my guy's name who's had another back injury?
Luciano.
Marco. Are we finally off of Marco? Because we were all excited about Marco Luciano. Well, can hear enough about him.
Well, think about last year.
Listen to the sound coming off his bat. Marco Luciano hasn't sniffed the major leagues.
No, I know. And he hasn't earned it yet.
So that's why you feel me for my pushback?
No,
I want to see it at the major league level.
Look at Ramos last year. I watched a couple games. What did I say to you guys? I came in. You guys thought I was crazy. I said, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like, I hear the hype. We've been hearing about him for a long time. And I asked Mark Willard the same question. What's his defining skill trait? Like, what's the skill that he will hang his hat on moving forward? Like, I'm a big believer in that. Like, you know, when you look at Julio Rodriguez, like power and speed, right? Like, he's got those in abundance. Right. When I look at Casey Schmidt, what's his defining trait early on? The glove is unbelievable.
That's good.
Unbelievable. So he has a defining skill. When I look at Ramos and why it's slimmed down, is he a power hitter? No. Is he a contact hitter? Not really. Is he a speed guy? Kind of, but not really. Like, he doesn't have a plus arm. Like, I just didn't see what everyone else saw. And look, he could still maybe come up. But when I saw Casey Schmidt play in the 3 games that I've seen him on TV, I see the glove. The glove pops off the TV.
What about the bat?
Again, I told you, he has hit better in the minors than any of their other prospects. I'm just asking
what he's done in spring training with the bat.
And he's batted .424 in spring training.
How's the bat look, though, when you watch him bat?
He took one the other way to right center, and true power is when you can hit to all fields.
Right.
And I don't know if he has true power at the next level, but being able to hit the ball hard into right center, that was a defining trait of Buster Posey early on. I'm not saying he's Buster Posey. Jeff Kent had the inside-out swing as well. I want to see this kid play because I think he's got those types of traits.
All right. Bonte don't have the swag to be rocking an Ohtani jersey. Stick to basic fanatics, player.
No, I kind of would like to see you in the Japanese pinstripe jersey. I think you'd look dope.
I'm rocking every jersey but a Giants jersey. I'll tell you that much. I'm not buying a Casey Schmidt jersey quite yet. The way you guys talk about him, put him in the Hall of Fame. Put him in the Hall of Fame. Go ahead. Go ahead. You guys are hyping this kid. Just let the kid play.
We talked about Moody, Kuminga, and Wiseman for months.
Yeah, what's Kuminga show you?
Well, he showed me some flashes.
We do that from day one.
I know, but I'm saying we talk about like other prospects in other sports for months on end.
We just spent 40 minutes talking about Casey Schmidt.
I know, but I feel like I'm being condemned because I have some optimism.
No. You've been hyped up every day off of him. I'm excited because you're excited. We just talked about Casey Smith. We've never talked about Kuminga, Wiseman, and Moody for 40 straight minutes.
Well, that was COVID radio when we were talking about, who they're going to draft.
We just saw Casey Smith for 40 straight minutes. Casey Smith, a guy who half our audience doesn't even know.
I would say know
what he looks like.
I would say more.
Yeah, so there you go.
Well, I'm hoping to educate them, That's what I'm doing today.
Well, we're going to see. Well, we'll be educated at Yankee Stadium in a little over a week. when he takes some hacks against the Pinstripes. All right, Bob Nightengale in Miami for the World Baseball Classic. Of course, attended last night's game between Mexico and Japan. Japan scored 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth inning to win the game. 2 runs, in the bottom of the ninth to win the game. He'll be there tonight for USA and Japan. And insider calls are all presented by BetQL. BetQL is here to help us all make better bets through real proven analytics. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today. Bob, what's going on, man? Long time no talk.
Yeah, doing good. A little WBC action the last few weeks. So, yeah, it's been fun. Blake's got some monotony of spring training and been some great games.
No, it's been some awesome games here. The environment, the passion. Mexico had a real good run here. Rosarena really put them on the map. He had a hell of a tournament. Obviously, Shohei Ohtani, Sasaki yesterday throwing 100 miles per hour. What's the biggest takeaway for you so far at the World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, just the enthusiasm and passion. I mean, it is like playoff games. I mean, guys will tell you, the guys who have played in playoff games before, World Series games, says, it's right there with them. I mean, Andy Pettit the other day said, the atmosphere for their game against Venezuela, was louder and more raucous than any Yankee Red Sox game he played in. So that sort of thing. Certainly the guys are fired up and gets them ready for the opening day. We had a one freak injury in Diaz, one baseball-related injury, with the Altuve. But, nobody's, hurt their arm or anything like that or, something that happens in spring training. We haven't seen that in the WBC, so they've kept their fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, I mean, even Gavin Lux got hurt in a spring training game, so it can happen anytime, any place. It's unfortunate. What are some of the elements, though, that you think are transferable to Major League Baseball? Like, what are the things that you're seeing in terms of maybe, just how the game is played or the reactions from the players in the dugout? What are those things that they can bottle up and kind of inject into the Major League Baseball?
Well, I mean, it's a great momentum builder going into opening day.
Yeah.
Like Mookie Betts was saying, hey, you think I want to be in the backfield in Glendale, Arizona, taking 4 swings, or I want to do it in front of 50,000 people screaming their heads off. And, just guys are fired up. I think if you did a survey among all the players on WBC, they'd say, man, I wish opening day was this week and not next week. now they're ready to go.
No doubt. They feel like they're ready to go. Mike Trout, how does he feel, Bob, as we're talking to Bob Nightengale, of course, prominent baseball writer, of course, MLB insider. How's Mike Trout feeling right now? He's playing meaningful baseball for the first time since 2014.
Yeah, absolutely loving it. He kind of kicked himself in 17 when he didn't play and saw how much fun those guys are having. Now, of course, he'll be back. I think Aaron Judge will play next time, too. But just, guys are seeing the fun and enthusiasm. And spring training is so long, guys get bored on their mind. You take 2 swings, meaningless games. Where now you're playing an entire day and people screaming and yelling like you're, in a playoff game or in the middle of a pennant stretch. So, I mean, it's a lot more intensity than the All-Star game, not even close.
Bob, let me ask you this. Shohei Ohtani, I think we can expect greatness from him once again. He's having a hell of a tournament. I'm making a case that, if I'm the Giants and they've whiffed on all these big-name free agents, I'd offer Shohei Ohtani $75 million a year. You get the Cy Young Award type of pitcher, an MVP type of bat. Am I crazy for thinking that? Because I look at Messi with Barcelona FC when he was there, and he was getting paid over $90 million a year. And I think it was worth every penny with the revenue, the ticket sales, and everything. And what Shohei Ohtani could do for this market, is $75 million a year for Ohtani crazy?
It's not that crazy you think about it. I know people are talking about 50 a year. I think it'll go higher than that. Remember now, he makes, I was told that he makes the Angels about $20 million a year. So, take that, in merchandising, licensing, and that sort of thing. So when you talk about 70, it's really 50 because the money he makes. I mean, he sells a lot of tickets. It'd be a huge attraction. Yeah, the one thing I'm sure teams, worry about, like, okay, how long can he really do this? How long can he be a two-way player? What happens, when he can't pitch is, will he still be, that great hitter? He should be. So, yeah, I think he's definitely staying, in the West Coast. So I still think the Dodgers are the favorites. Padres, spend much money as anybody in the world. And, then I throw in the Giants and I throw in Seattle Mariners.
Wow.
Well, you bring up the Giants right there, and we were just having a friendly little discussion. You may or may not know who this prospect is, but have you ever seen Casey Schmidt play? Have you heard anything about Casey Schmidt, the third baseman, that the Giants have been, really, really happy with here this spring training?
Yeah, I mean, you hear things, but yeah, I have not seen him play or anything. A lot of times in spring training, you talk to scouts, they see the toughest time to evaluate a guy is spring training in September with the September call-ups. So, we'll see. I'm sure, with these prospects, people just are very cautious, when they're ready. The last thing these teams want is you call up a guy and then you have to send him down to the minors in April and maybe break their spirits.
Yeah, interesting. What's your view on Farhan and Gabe Kapler right now? Because there has not been any formal announcement of Farhan's extension. And I guess his contract is coming up here. What do you think is going to happen with him?
Oh, I would think they'd retain him. I've heard nothing from his bosses that haven't been very open as far as how much they like him. Think he's doing a good job. 2 years ago, he was staying top of the world. I think they raised expectations, too high. Last year, 500. They're a better team than that, but they weren't not a 107 win team. That was, I'm not saying it's a fluke, but it just wasn't going to happen again. So I would, just like the Dodgers, they're not going to win 111 games this year either. So, he's trying to do things, a little bit like the Dodgers, build out farm system, make sure they're a perennial contender, year after year. I would think if things go right, they could win 85, 87, games. I think they did a better job in the offseason than people think, but just people so focused on Aaron Judge and Correa, people forgot about the other things they did.
Bob, we were talking to Bob Nightengale, MLB insider, of course, here on our Morning Roast. Roki Sasaki saw him throw 20 fastballs yesterday, one went under 100 miles per hour. What is he going to make on the open market next season? What are teams going to bid for him?
Yeah, I think it's. I don't think it's eligible to come out to about 2026 or 2027.
Really, that long?
Yeah, that long for him.
Damn.
The one fear is he throws so many pitches. I mean, there's times he's throwing 190, 200 pitches in a game, and you got to have some movement on it. I mean, you saw Team Mexico wasn't like they're filled with all stars,
right?
And and they were putting some good swings on them. So it wasn't like a it still takes some work. He's still used to 6-man rotation, that sort of thing. So it's not like he's going to come out here and be Max Scherzer or Justin Verlander or something like that. But yeah, I mean, as long as he stays healthy, but there is that fear. Like, he has thrown so many pitches. I mean, you throw that hard, that many pitches,
right.
At some point, does the arm become susceptible to injury?
Bob, as we start to kind of look toward opening day, 9 days away, I believe today, 9 days away. What's the biggest storyline for you in all of baseball?
I'm not sure there's, one that jumps out. I mean, you talk about Ohtani. I mean, everybody's in love with what he does. Aaron Judge, can he possibly, come close to doing what he did a year ago? Could he do even better than the 61 home runs? We'll see. But yeah, there's not that one that just jumps out. I know everybody's so focused on that, Met spending, but they may only be the third best team in that division, behind Atlanta and Philadelphia. So, I think in the star attractions is probably still, back to Ohtani, Judge, Mike Trout. I mean, but particularly Ohtani because he's a free agent. Like, okay, if the Angels are out of the race, do they trade him? Does he say, I want out? You better trade me because you're not getting anything back in return. So I think he's still the number one story.
All right, last but not least, before we get you out of here, Bob, we'll get you out of here with this one. What do you think the Giants' ceiling is this year? They finished strong last year and went 18-10 in September to finish 81-81. And a lot of people are drinking that Kool-Aid saying, hey, they're a 500 baseball team. They played much worse than that. What's their ceiling this season, you believe, with the San Francisco Giants?
I would think if things go right, 87 wins, that sort of thing, and 88 might be pushing it. But yeah, let's be honest. I mean, that division is still the Dodgers and the Padres. Who are they going to knock off to get into the playoffs? The NL Central is just going to have one team, and still the Cardinals division to lose, and you still, three-hit a monster in the East. So that's just a question of who are they going to replace if they are going to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens to the Padres. I mean, I think the hype's a little too much. We'll see about that pitching. The pitching's got some holes in there. So yeah, maybe they're a disappointment. So, but I think if the Giants can squeeze in a wild card spot, they would take it right now.
All right, Bob Nightengale. That's Bob Nightengale, Odyssey MLB Insider. Thanks for the time. Enjoy Japan versus USA today. Who you have winning? Real quick, 10 seconds or less. Who wins today?
I got Japan. I had Japan all along. I'm not back right now. That pitching staff's the best that anybody's ever assembled in this tournament's history. So I'll go with them. It'll be fascinating to see if Ohtani comes in tonight in the 9th inning.
All right, let's see it. Bob Nightengale. Thanks so much for the time today.
Sure. Take care, guys.
All right, that was Odyssey MLB Insider Bob Nightengale. Insider calls are presented by BetQL. BetQL is here to help us all make better bets through real, proven analytics. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetQL app or visit BetQL.com today. Why do you have that smile?
I don't know. You laughed in the middle of the interview.